Hey guys, it's Dustin. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for hanging out. Today we have a match for you. On the left is my good friend Ryan, who's playing a Danger Orcust Phantom Knight deck. And on the right, you have yours truly, who's playing Eldlich, Synchro Eldlich, to be exact. I rolled a 4, and Ryan rolled a 6, so he is opting to go first. We're going to dive right into this. Shoutouts to Richard. We miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Ryan starts off with Scrap Recycler, which is immediately met by my Effect Whaler. And judging by his hand motions right there, he wasn't too happy about that. That's alright. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be happy about that either. So he just passes his turn because his hand's not great. And as long as he doesn't have a response, my hand is amazing. I start off with Righty Driver. And of course he has no response, so I get a special summon Lefty Driver from the deck. The new and improved tuner package. Here comes everybody's favorite Crystron Halka-Fibrax. It's going to let me special summon a Despot from the deck, Despot 1. Because Despot 1 is a tuner. Then you link off Crystron Halka-Fibrax into Linkross. Linkross's effect is going to get you 2 tokens because Halka-Fibrax is a Link 2. Despot 1 and one of the tokens are going to make Formula Synchron, which lets me draw a card. Then you synchro the Formula Synchron and the token into Martial Metal Marcher, which allows me to special summon Formula Synchron back. Then the Formula Synchron and the Link Cross, since they're 2 different names, makes Barricade Board Blocker. And then you link those 2 off into Auroradon. Auroradon allows me to special summon 3 tokens, and because 2 or more machines were special summoned, Despot 1 gets to come back for free. Then you synchro with the Despot and the token to make Crystron Quandax. Then you use Auroradon's effect to tribute the last 2 tokens to summon Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing from the deck. When Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing is special summons 2 more tokens, which lets Despot 1 come back out for free again. It's ridiculous, it's not a once per turn. Quandax is a level 4 tuner. I use that and the token to make a Dawn Dragster. Then I use the Despot and the Colt Wing. Colt Wing is actually a level 7 because it gains level 3 from the token that's still out there. So I make Borreload Savage and equip it with Halka-Fibrax. Then I follow it up with Magician Souls. I told you my hand was pretty ridiculous at this point. Then I use Soul's Effect to pitch 2 Eldlich Spell and Traps to draw 2 cards. I guess just traps. As if my hand wasn't already dumb enough, that was just the icing on the cake. Trying to see if I have game, but I don't, because I didn't draw another spell or trap to use with the Eldlich in my hand. Had I drawn one, I would have won the game right there, but that's okay. I've got some negates. I think I'll be okay. Go and attack with all the monsters. And then I go ahead and use my Scarlet Sanguine in the graveyard to go grab Golden Land Forever. And then at the end of the turn, I banish the Hoaquero to set Scarlet Sanguine from the deck. Ryan draws for turn and decides to scoop the game. I pretty much opened the nuts game one, and his hand was terrible. I felt kind of bad for him. His hand was pretty much unplayable, minus the scrap recycler. If I didn't have the hand trap, he would have been fine. Ryan's opting to go first this game. We didn't end up side decking. And I don't remember what we were talking about right here, but we take a little bit of time to get this game started. Sorry about that. I opened up some hand traps again. I was pretty happy about that. Ryan starts off with Ogopogo. I use a die to randomly pick. I'm not sure why he didn't set that trap card first. I called him out on it. But it is what it is. He gets a Ogopogo summon, draws a card, and then fires off another Ogopogo. Since the danger monster's hand effects are not once per turn, you can do that. Randomly pick another one, and I hit the forbidden droplets out of his hand. Another card, I'm not sure why he didn't set. Gets another draw. Sets 2. Now he sets 2. And he overlays for Dingirsu. His hand, still not that great. Better than the last one. I drew Pin the Bullseye for turn, and was definitely shaking my head at this point, because those are the two garnets you don't want to draw, is Pin the Bullseye and Lefty Driver, and I have them both in my hand. Luckily, I opened up Souls and a hand trap tuner, so my hand is still playable. That's the ridiculous thing about this deck, is there's so many ways to play out of bad hands. I guess I wouldn't call it bad, but suboptimal. So I send the Apprentice Illusion Magician to the graveyard to summon Souls. And I use Soul's Effect to pitch a Sanguine, trying to bait out something, which impermanence. He didn't want me to draw cards. He realized after this moment that he should have waited to see if I could make a Halqifibrax. I go ahead and summon Effect Veiler, because I'd rather keep the Ash in my hand. He thinks about it for a second. For a long second. And decides that it's fine. Then I go into Halqifibrax. And right here is a misplay, and I fast forward through this because it takes me a second to read it and make sure that I'm not forgetting what it does. But you can't activate it if you have an Xyz with materials, first of all. Second of all, he thought that he was going to be able to bring out VFD and be able to stop the Halqifibrax mid-chain, which you can't do that either. So we take it back, and Halqifibrax lets me summon the Despot from the deck. Then I link the Halqifibrax off into Link Cross, which, again, gives me 2 tokens. It's pretty much going to be the same shenanigans. Then I Synchro for Formula Synchron to draw a card. Then I use the formula in the token to make Marcher. Marcher gets back the Formula Synchron. formula and link cross make barricade board. You basically do that to make a machine so that you can summon Auroradon, because link cross is not a machine. Auroradon gets 3 tokens, Despot comes back out, then I synchro the Despot and the token into Quandax again. Then you use the Auroradon to tribute the 2 tokens to bring out Coltwing, which brings out 2 more tokens. And then Despot, of course, comes back out. And synchro the Quandax and the token. And right here, it takes me like almost a minute and a half to decide if I want to go for Dragster or Riser. Shooting Riser, couldn't think of the name. So I'm fast forwarding this part. I end up going for Riser. Riser's effect lets you send a monster from your deck to the graveyard on summon, and then you reduce his level by the level of the monster that you sent, because he's a level 7 tuner by himself. So he uses effect to send the righty driver from the deck to the graveyard to decrease him to a level 6 tuner. Then I can use the Riser and the token, 6 and a 3, to make the big fish dude that I can never remember his name. His effect lets me draw a card. Then I take the Despot, the Coltwing, and the Auroradon. Well, I think about it, but I'm gonna end up doing it. Banish those 3 to summon Purple Trish, as I call it. Then I XC summon VFD on top of those 2 and attack over the Dingirsu, which he will protect with Dingirsu's protection effect. Thinking about it for a little while, what I want to do. Check my graveyard and make sure that I have no effects that I want to activate right now. Main phase 2, I end up using Eldlich of Black Awakening to summon Eldlich from the deck. Then I banish Sanguine. And I believe I set Golden Land Forever here. I go ahead and pass the turn. After he draws, I use True King of All Calamity's effect to declare Dark so that he can't activate Dark effects or attack. And he just sets a card and passes back. After he thinks, he passes back. He takes a little bit of time. I draw. Taking a little bit of time to think about how I want to do this. I end up normal summoning Plague Spreader Zombie, banishing Black Awakening from the graveyard to set Conquistador. Then the Plague Spreader and the Eldlich get linked away into another copy of Fibrax. Then I use Plague's Effect to put a card on top of my deck to special summon it. And right here, I'm about to link, and then before I decide to commit to that, since we're playing for fun, he lets me do this. I decide to bring back Eldlich first before linking away. That way I have Golden Land Forever on tap. So I link away into Access Code Talker, which lets me increase his attack by 2,000 because I used a Link 2 to summon it. After resolution, he tries to use Fogblade on it, and this is exactly why I brought back the Eldlich, so that I could be protected from something like this. So after a second, I decide if I need to save this for the quick play spell that he has set that I know about, unfortunately, or if I'm going to use it on the Fogblade. I end up using it on the Fogblade. Then I use Access Code Talker to banish Link Cross, which is a light. Target the face down, which he decides not to protect. Then I use Access Code's effect again to banish the Barricade, because it's a dark. Target the Dingirsu, which he can protect. So I go Access Code a third time to banish a water, Fibrax, to destroy the Dingirsu. Oh yeah, I did forget that Plague Spreader was supposed to be banished. We went ahead and fixed that. Access Code is going to get in there for 4,200. Then I end up setting a card and using Conquistador to get Scarlet Sanguine from the deck in the end phase. Ryan draws and decides to concede because there's nothing he can do at this point. So, yep, that's the match. I ended up winning 2-0. Ryan drew pretty bad, unfortunately. We didn't get to see him do any combos, and we got to see me combo off like crazy. Good games, Ryan. We'll try again some other time. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.